Today we're going to be checking out creepy TikToks that'll make you rethink your reality. Drop a like on the video and subscribe for more, and let's hop right into it.
Basically, we're living in a simulation. It's called simulation theory.
That makes sense.
The scientists kind of made this theory that a more advanced civilization could potentially have created a simulation that we're currently living on now.
That kind of makes sense a little bit.
Frightening, if you ask me. However, the funny thing is that there's only one way that we could even know and even tell that we are in fact in a simulation.
Would you be dying?
And that would be if we could observe some sort of glitch in the matrix.
There's been tons of glitches.
Everybody sees me walking. I'm walking.
Yes, you're walking.
Look.
This plane
Bro, it's stuck.
isn't moving.
It's literally just stuck.
It's not moving. Not moving.
It's literally just stuck. What?
But it sounds like it's moving.
Yeah. Wow. That's a complete oof. What do you notice? Tell me. Wow.
Earlier this week, Polish archaeologists announced that they had discovered a vampire burial. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it a vampire? No. Is it a burial? Absolutely. This unfortunate young woman likely lived around the 17th century and was buried with full accordance to vampire superstition. As you can tell by the agricultural scythe across her neck, with the presumed intention being that if the deceased were to rise again to suck the blood of the living, she would be immediately decapitated. Yeah. Just like the old saying goes, why kill when you can overkill? Beyond this, the young woman was also found with a padlock around her toe. This was likely more of a symbolic feature signifying the permanence of death and the banishment from the world of the living. So what is the story here? While archaeologists have found no immediate evidence of foul play, the presence of this one naturally protruding tooth has shed some light on the topic. And as heartbreaking as it is, we could be looking at a tale as old as time. One where the violence and hate from the fearful and superstitious is so often channeled towards those who are different.
Every time you went to sleep and you woke up, you passed into a nearby,
I think I've seen this.
and very similar
Dimension,
universe,
right? Yeah.
but not quite the same.
So it's a little bit different
And
every time.
depending upon your choices and how you live your life, it's how you wake up and what new one you pop into on the other side.
Wouldn't that be
Everyone's
crazy?
just a little
I feel like
bit
that'd be
different.
absolutely nuts.
The whole world
It's a
changes
possibility.
just a little bit each time you make a decision, one way or another.
It's definitely a possibility.
Everything changes when you wake up. You
Definitely
think the
a
world's
possibility.
static because it is when you're awake.
Definitely possibility.
You have no fucking idea what's happening while you're asleep. And when you wake up again, you
You're
have
awake.
this foggy recollection of the past.
yeah, the night before.
And that's what you're going by. You're going by
That's true.
every morning, waking up with a foggy recollection of the past. That's what you're doing, and you're assuming that nothing's changed and everything's
Joe.
static. And while you were asleep for 8 hours, nothing weird happened. Wow. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea. You're dreaming. You're having crazy fantasies and shit.
That's
Weird
true.
stuff is happening. You're fucking
That's true.
mermaids. You're flying through the air on a helicopter. You know, you don't. Weird things happen when you're dreaming.
completely
What is all
right.
that about? We don't even know. We have no idea what that is. That soup of possibilities that's fucking swirling around in between your ears while you're snoring up a storm, and then boom, you wake up. Are you sure those memories are real? Are you sure that this isn't a whole completely new universe that you live in
Possibility,
today?
I guess.
You have to watch this video that I'm about to show you.
Show it to me.
And then let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not
It's just his
real.
voice.
Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not.
That's his voice.
What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being?
Wow.
Would you believe me?
I mean,
What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real?
in a sense.
Or is it simply the ability to feel?
Wow.
I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality.
Knowing that the technology is out there to be able to do stuff like that, and we would not know.
No,
the
we'd have no
difference,
idea. We'd have zero idea.
Makes me wonder what else do we see that is not actually
There's a
true?
lot. I'm just
Like,
gonna tell you
what
now.
else do they do to distort our reality?
Everything.
To trick us, to confuse
Everything.
us, to deceive us. Like, I have
Possibly
so many questions.
everything.
Are the people we even see on TV real? Our president? Some of these people in Hollywood?
I don't know. You'll never know.
CGI?
You'll never know.
What do you guys think?
So scientists have just discovered giant underground oceans hidden in our planet. And it could be home to some bizarre alien-like life forms.
Like what?
You heard me right. Over 500 miles under our Earth's crust, scientists have discovered huge oceans.
There's definitely
and we
something
have
living under there.
absolutely no idea what
Megalodon.
could be living there. And these oceans are so massive, these underground oceans hold 3 times more water than there is on the surface of the Earth.
Wow.
The temperature of the water down that deep in the Earth is so high, scientists have no idea what could be lurking down there in the depths of our planet. Scientists have just found an egg of an extinct marine reptile that used to swim the waters of Antarctica 60 to 70 million years ago.
Wow.
This is what the
Don't
ancient
revive
egg
that.
looks like, and it's about 12 inches long.
revive that.
And it weighs over
We don't want that
15
back.
pounds. And it is the first ever fossilized egg found in Antarctica. The shell had deflated since whatever was inside it hatched over 60 million years ago. But when scientists compared it to 250 other reptile eggs, what they found might scare you a little bit. The egg belonged to a mosasaur, which is that huge thing about to eat that great white shark, or it belonged to a plesiosaur, with both being
That's
extremely
crazy.
terrifying. This really makes you think,
imagine they
what
came
else is
back.
hiding in the ocean that we just haven't discovered yet? Scientists have just made a 3,000-year-old mummy speak. And just wait until you hear what
What
it
do you mean by
sounds
that?
like.
Scientists were able to mimic Nessie Amun's voice by recreating his mouth and vocal cords with a 3D printer. It allowed them to produce a single sound.
Scientists at the University of New York have successfully
a bit
replicated the
odd.
vocal tract of a 3,000-year-old mummy. And the reason they did this is because they wanted to see if they could recreate a voice from the past. They took precise measurements of the mummy's vocal tract
Okay.
and 3D printed it, and were actually able to make this 3,000-year-old mummy speak. Pluto may have started hot and contained an ocean. You heard me
Really?
right. Scientists have just discovered some evidence that shows Pluto used to have an ocean. And the craziest part is the ocean would have been under its crust like this. It would have the ice covering with the ocean under it. Scientists have also discovered that there are a lot of rogue black holes just zooming around our universe as we speak.
That's kinda scary.
And this is scary because we can't see black holes.
Kinda scary.
And scientists have even discovered that planets with large oceans are very common in the Milky Way galaxy. And astronomers estimate that there are about 6 billion Earth-like planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone.
Yeah, we're not alone.
Also, new observations suggest that the universe might be expanding at a higher rate than we originally thought.
We're not alone.
And NASA has also proposed a new mission that would see them visiting one of Neptune's moons called Triton. And they expect to find life there. Believe it or not, astronomers have just found the source of all life in the universe. And here it is. I'm not playing a joke on you. I'm being serious. This is the source of all life in the universe.
What is that?
This is a white dwarf star, and they are the main source of carbon atoms in the Milky Way galaxy. Which, if you don't know, carbon is a chemical element that is crucial to all life. 90% of all stars in the universe end up as white dwarf stars when they run out of fuel. And when all these stars run out of fuel, they release a ton of carbon. And carbon is a key element in the formation of life.
So while everybody's been focused on the Super Bowl halftime and Rihanna's performance, the big news of her pregnancy, and everybody debating on whether the performance was adequate or not, let's see what we've been missing and being distracted from.
Which is what?
From the Grammys to the Super Bowl.
What?
By the way, I think Rihanna did amazing. In a chronological timeline, I'm gonna first point out that there was a ship off the coast of Hawaii that was searching. Now, if you don't know, off the coast of Hawaii is going to be our greatest naval-based Pearl Harbor. I'm sure you all remember that from history class. So yeah, it was alarming, but not too alarming. On to the next. Next was going to be this Chinese air balloon that
Yeah, we know about
we
that.
found in our airspace.
That was pretty
China
crazy.
claims that it was just an innocent weather balloon that kind of drifted into U.S. airspace, but Biden decided that we needed to shoot it down and was highly, suspicious of it. This is February 4th, by the way, y'all, all the way up to the top. Then we have a big train derailment that happened
was crazy.
actually on February 3rd, but it's still burning by February 4th. And this article published on February 8th talks a lot about, the aftermaths of how the sky is looking, and just they have to controlly release these toxic
Chemicals
elements into the air.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, it could cause like a worse explosion. So with all this smoke and all this toxic gas being released, everybody in that town was pretty much evacuated. Despite all this, all over Ohio for the past couple of weeks, you have been seeing people post videos of UAPs, UFOs.
Ton of people. That's crazy. That's crazy.
What the fuck?
That last clip was dated February 11th from Ashland, Ohio. February 12th, a U.S. military fighter jet shot down an octangle object over Lake Huron. Of course, they talk about the suspected Chinese balloon that we talked about earlier, but Chinese say they don't have anything to do with it, and all these objects are, oblong, weird shapes, unidentified objects. So next, I'm not the best at geography, so I had to go look up where Lake Huron was, right? So it's up there, by Canada, but right below, kind of near the same airspace, is going to be Ohio. Okay, we're kind of getting somewhere, connecting the pieces, getting a little interesting now. So I know this is dated from February 5th, 2022, over a year ago. But basically, a oil tanker that fuels Pearl Harbor basically was leaking into a Hawaiian aquifer. Kind of makes it more interesting now that, people were looking around at Pearl Harbor to see if it's like a weakness or whatever. Point all of this out to say that there's a lot going on that we don't know about. And say that the smoke train derailment was meant to cover Ohio skies because there is a lot happening in the airspace. You can see that the government's pointing us towards unidentified objects and aliens. I remember fake and alien invasion conspiracy theory.
Yep.
You know what America's best at? War propaganda.
So that is actually going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys did go to enjoy it, and if you did, don't forget to smack a like on it. That'd be greatly appreciated. Comment down your thoughts down below. And with all that being said, my name is Chris, and of course I will catch you guys in the next one.